Nezzy here. I'm going to show you in this tutorial how to make an easy buttercream icing. There's two videos on this. One is soft consistency and the second one is stiff consistency. So I hope you watch them both and I hope you enjoy them. Also, don't forget, please hit subscribe. That way you stay tuned on all upcoming videos. And I encourage you, please leave me comments and questions below so that I can interact with you and hopefully I can answer all the questions you may have. So now let's get started. Hello everyone, Nezzy here. I want to show you how I make buttercream stiff consistency. This again, if you saw my other video, I did the soft consistency. This recipe is Edna de la Cruz from Design Me a Cake recipe. It is my go-to recipe. And the stiff consistency, what I use it for is to cover all of my cakes. The soft consistency, I will use that to do more of the filling and the crumb coating. But the stiff consistency is what I use to actually cover my cakes. And it dries a little with a little firmer feel to it and will hold up very well with just plain old buttercream or holds up very well with your fondant work. So let me show you the ingredients. You're going to need some sifted powdered sugar. You're going to need a total of 8 cups. You're going to need some vanilla extract. You're going to need 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I use clear. 2 cups of high ratio shortening. 2 tablespoons of meringue powder. And between 8 to 10 tablespoons of milk, either whole milk, 2% milk, or you can substitute with water if you don't want milk. I like milk because it makes it more creamy. Those are all of your ingredients that you will need. Very simple to make. I have my stand mixer here. I'm going to move over my ingredients so I can work better and show you more clearly. So we're going to move this up a bit so you can see my mixer. And hopefully I'll be able to talk over the mixer sound. Now this paddle attachment I love. This is has a scraper on both sides. And it is my paddle attachment that I use whenever I am making my buttercream. I like it because I don't have to scrape down the sides in between. If you don't have that, don't worry. You can use a regular paddle attachment to do this. You'll just need to scrape down your sides to incorporate all your ingredients. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can also use a handheld mixer for this recipe. So let's get started. We're going to put in the 2 cups of shortening. The full 2 cups go in. I don't like to waste any ingredients. Okay. Then we need 2 teaspoons of clear vanilla extract. That's 1. And 2. And now you're going to mix this on low to medium speed. So I'm going to bring up my stand. Until it's very nice and creamy. and that all the vanilla extract that was in there gets incorporated. That's it. Let me show you what that looks like. Looks nice and creamy. Okay? That's what you're looking for. That nice creamy consistency. No lumps in your shortening. Okay, so now we're going to be adding 4 cups, level cups of sifted powdered sugar, confectioner's sugar. If I've already have it sifted in this bowl. So that's 1, 2, and I always bang it so it goes into all the crevices, and then I level it off. That's 3, 1 more, 4. Okay. Now I'm going to need my 2 tablespoons of meringue powder. And I do sift my meringue powder as well because I like it to make sure that it is completely lump free. Because every once in a while they get hard lumps in them if it gets any humidity into your container. And now we're going to do 4 tablespoons at this time. So we're doing only half of my quantity of the confectioner's sugar. So instead of the full 8, we're going to do 4 at a time. So 4, then 2 tablespoons of the meringue, and now 4 to 5 tablespoons of milk or water, whatever you prefer. 2, 3, I usually do 4. That's my preference. But you can go up to 5. Now I let it stay with my bowl on the down position because this has the powdered sugar in there. If you start to mix and you don't do the pulsing like this, I hate pulsing. If you don't do the pulsing, it's just gonna spray all over the place. I don't like to do the pulsing, and that's why I like my stand mixer, because my stand mixer bowl raises up. So I'm going to start on low and gradually increase or bring up my bowl. But if you have the handheld mixer or you have the other type of stand mixer that tilts, the top part tilts downward, then you're going to need to do the pulsing. And I'm gradually bringing it up as the ingredients are incorporated, just enough so that I am not spraying myself with powdered sugar and the powdered sugar is not jumping out of my bowl. Now it's at the highest level and it's mixing it. And it looks cottage cheesy like right now, but as you mix, and I can increase my speed because now I don't see any dry ingredients, I can increase it. I only go up to the 3rd level. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just creaming my buttercream so it's nice and smooth and silky. Butter. And that's on 3rd speed. And that's it. It's pretty much incorporated. I want you to see. It doesn't have any lumps. It's nice and smooth and spreadable. So if you see it that it's smooth and spreadable, you're good. Okay? That's what you're looking for. You don't want it to look like it's still kind of dry or it still has not mixed the ingredients. So again, we are now going to do the last 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. So that's 1, 2, and this recipe tastes amazing. It's not too sweet, not too tart. It's perfect. That's 3, and my last one. And 4. And now my last 4 to 5 tablespoons of milk. Again, I do my 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And leaving my bowl on the bottom. Again, I'm just bringing it up. And this again is my way of doing it. See, I got some powder that just came out. I'm just trying to get that powdered ingredients mixed in with the wet ingredients. And it looks clumpy and it looks cottage cheese-like. Don't worry. It will incorporate. And again, if you don't have my attachment where my paddle brush, paddle that has the scraper, if you don't have that, then you're going to need to scrape down your sides. And it's getting creamy. I can bring up the speed. Remember, only go up to 3rd speed. So keep it on low to medium. And this is pretty much done. If I look at it, it just looks creamy. Now I do take, at the last stage, I do wipe down my paddle. Because on my paddle I may have some dry ingredients. So at this point is when that's why I like leaving gloves on. One, for a mess and for sanitation purposes. But I will scrape down my paddle. Again, let's do this. Scrape down this side. And you see it's got some dry confectioner's sugar there, maybe even some shortening. So at this point is when I'm going to mix everything one more final time. It's very little that I have to actually scrape down. It's mostly this, not my bowl. And that's why I like it. So I'm going to bring this up, give it another whirl. Just to incorporate that last bit of dry. And that is it, guys. It is done. This is now a stiff consistency. Buttercream. I'm going to roll this out of the way here so you can see. You see how it holds up its shape? I'm going to just throw that in there. Nice and stiff. You can soften this a little more by doing that extra 1 to 2 tablespoons of the milk or the water, whatever you're using. I normally don't. I like to leave it this way. It just works for me. Remember, if you're in an area with, high humidity like I am, you may not need so much extra liquid in there. Okay, so let me show you this. I'm going to just bring this down. I want to show you how spreadable this buttercream is. It is still very stiff. Let me show you. It's very, see, it barely moves. With a little effort, it will come off, but it is very, very spreadable. Now, while this sits out, when you have it on your cake and you've covered your cake, while this sits out, it will crust a little bit, and that's because it is a stiff consistency and it has the high ratio shortening in there, but it really creams very, very, and spreads very, very well. There you go. And this one is not as white. I mean, it's whiter than my soft consistency one, because the soft consistency one has the butter in it. This does not have butter. This is all shortening. So it is whiter. And if you want this even whiter, I would take a little toothpick, dip it into just a teeny bit of purple food coloring, stick it in here, mix it up, even with your paddle attachment, and that little tiny tint of purple will make it nice and white. So that's my tip for you, but I usually just leave it like this. I don't have to color it. That's why I like to use the unsalted butter, because it keeps it a little more on the lighter side. But this one is all shortening, so it still looks very beautiful, very white, and creamy and delicious. And I wish you can smell this. So make this. Let me know how it worked out for you, if you like the recipe. It's not my recipe, remember. This is Edna de la Cruz recipe from Design Me a Cake. I love her recipes. Follow her as well if you don't. Everyone in the cake community should know who she is. So give her a shout out as well on her channel and watch her. She has amazing tutorials and videos. I wish I can be like her. So I'll get there one day. I'll get there one day. Lord willing. So this is the stiff consistency buttercream. If you like this video, please leave a comment, and also subscribe, as I am starting out my YouTube channel. I'm still learning how to do all of my wonderful editing of videos and stuff like that. So enjoy my amateur hour while I am able to do this, okay? Enjoy. Nezzy Cakes signing out. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.